Power Rangers, Guardians of Gaia, by J.A. Phillips. Episode 17, Sisters. Layla sighed, watching all the couples riding around on a Ferris wheel. They were laughing, sharing ice cream, as he was certain they were kissing when they were at the top, where no one could see them. She hated to admit this, but she envied every single one of them so much. Getting to spend a wonderful day together, when all she had to do to share the day at the exhibition was, "Hey sis!" Madeline called, Violet's straight ponytail bouncing as the teen jogged over to Layla. "There you are. You get lost in your boredom or something?" Layla rolled her eyes, flinching with her pigtails. "Do you have to watch me like a hawk all the time?" "Come on, that's what big sisters do," Madeline proclaimed. "Maybe you'll learn, if Mom and Dad ever decide to have another kid." "You just want to boss around another kid sister," Layla muttered, looking back to the Ferris wheel. Quickly spotting out her sister's depressed mood, Madeline grabbed her by the wrist and pulled her to the Ferris wheel, buying her way to the head of the line, despite Layla's protest at getting in a car with her. "Here, better?" Madeline asked as the wheel started turning. "You didn't have to do that, you know," Layla grumbled, her arms folded. "Come on, sis. What you got all looking blue for?" Madeline inquired. Layla's eyes narrowed, looking away. I see all the girls and their friends having fun, and I get sad." "Because you don't have a boyfriend?" Madeline asked. "Huh!" Layla scoffed. "Like I want some gross boy slobbering all over me." Madeline blinked, confused. "So, what's the problem?" Madeline blushed hard. "Just because I don't want a boyfriend doesn't mean I don't want to go on dates with someone special." Madeline's eyes widened, getting what Layla was saying. "Oh, and you're scared if you did that, people at school would treat you like you did Linda Scott from Miss Henriette's class?" "Well, yeah," Layla admitted. "I mean, come on. Mashed potatoes in her gym shoes, and the teachers wouldn't even do anything." "Hold it. Miss Henriette? As in beautiful tiger? Miss Henriette? Oh, I I love a reference like that. Well done. Well done. I wasn't expecting a Wild Force reference today, but I approve. I, I approve. This feels like it's one of my references too. "You know you wouldn't have to worry about stuff like that," Madeline declared. "Because if anyone ever wanted to try something on you, they know they have me to deal with. And no one messes with my little sister." Layla smiled a little. "I guess that's true. Thanks, Madeline." Madeline leaned forward, giving her sister a hug. "Anytime, sis. So, now that we got that out of the way, what exactly did you have in mind? And what are your intentions with them?" "Sis!" Layla whined, albeit with her fair giggles. "I mean, I was thinking maybe Tina Mouth." "How did I guess?" Madeline asked, giggling as well. "I mean, you two are practically mirrors of each other. So, when you think you asking her?" "Well, I mean, I'm going over to her house for that sleepover tomorrow night," Layla started to say. "Yeah, you're not going without me to supervise," Madeline cut in. "Oh, come on," Layla wailed. "Do you have to?" "Like I said, no one messes with my little sister," Madeline replied with a quick wink. "I hate you, you know that?" Layla asked, to which Madeline just giggled, right before a massive column of flame shot all around her, engulfing her completely. "Sis!" "She's a liar!" a voice echoed as the fire raged on, Layla backing away in a small car. "Follow the flames." Layla's eyes shot open, panting hard. She quickly brought up a hand to her face, wiping the sweat from her forehead as she tried to calm herself. The sound of light snoring could be heard to her immediate left, as Madeline slept like the loudest log in all of Gaia right next to her. "Again?" Layla thought, laying her head on her pillow. "That's the third nightmare in a row. And they all have the same connections. The flames. And Tina. What does it mean? Did our illusion and the well of regret just bring back all the memories? Or is it something else? My head's a pizza. All the anchovies. Layla heard Madeline moan in her sleep, getting a small giggle out of her, breaking her out of her terror. That's my big sis. Always looking out for me, even in her sleep, Layla thought, snuggling up to her as she tried to drift back to sleep. Darky sighed hard, leaning back in her chair. After the battle between the Raisins and Darkhold, Walker had decided to take some drastic measures that would have taken in order to eliminate them. As such, he got her in charge of the Dark Chamber, while he went to execute his new plans, even leaving the dark staff of the Wyvern to her, in case anything should come up where she might need it. Yeah, because I really need your staff to help off fend off all the dangerous boredom, Darkia grumbled, looking at the item in question before her eyes widened, an idea popping in her head. Come to think of it, if I can destroy Rangers with Lightless, we won't even need those measures.
So that's a good idea,
Francis mumbled from across the chamber as he worked on his house of cards. Is doing nothing but sitting on our hands and waiting for Walker to come home a good idea? Darkia asked, picking up the staff. Francis thought for a moment before replying.
Not best.
Then maybe you should just let me worry about this one, Darkia suggested, looking over the lightless figurines before settling on one with an evil smirk. So, you are in our collection. You'll do nicely then.
Alright, let's go over this again,
Dora said as he, the Rangers, and Professor Snyder crowded around the viewing globe, the old wizard making small points on a map.
The Dragon's Lord was spotted heading over the Mount Stormwise by a force down into space. From there it traveled west, over the North Jade Ocean, until it apparently touched down in Islewood.
Was recalled yesterday with the centaurs that lived near there, Nicky noted. Other than that campfire he made for himself, there was no trace of Drayden, meaning he must have moved on as soon as he was done resting up.
And just like that, he heard that in the summer camp last year,
Professor Snyder observed.
he learned a number of survival tricks, tactics, and methods there.
So on the plus side, we know he's okay, Dirk said. The downside is, we don't know where he is or what he's going through, and until we find him, we'll never know the latter. But now the word is out about him. It's only a matter of time until someone spots him, Malin asserted the professor.
Charles nodded. I know. It's hard. Knowing he's out there, that is just pain and I can't help him. We will find him, Charles. Even if...
Charles started to say, until the alarm cut him off. The viewing globe quickly zooming in on a known village being attacked by 50 blots or so.
Go. We'll keep track of things from here.
Nicky nodded. Got it! It's morphin' time! At this call, the team pulled their crystals from their chains, unholstered their crystal blast morphers, and placed the blast crystals inside. Then they raised their blasters skyward, pulling the triggers and calling out, Gaia! Awaken! The rainbow-colored blast shot out, spinning around each other in the air above the team, or doubling back and coating them with energy, the ranger suits materializing over their clothes. Once morphed, the rangers would teleport to the village, cutting the blots off from their target. That's far enough, blots! Nicky yelled, the shouting monsters growling in response. Power Rangers! Gaia! The rangers yelled as they posed, their shoots shining in the light in the form of the various elements. They quickly drew their Gaia sabers, charging in for a fight, only for a massive meteorite fireball slam down on the blots, destroying them in an explosion that sent the rangers flying back to the sides of the huts, while a pair of houses close to the explosion caught fire. What was that? Nicky demanded as the team got back to their feet. Look! Layla called, pointing at a hulking but feminine brute of a monster, with smoke coming off her shoulders, and knees floated down from the sky into the flames, absorbing them into their being. You must be the new Guardians, the monster guessed in a likewise demonic voice that had a female tone to it. I am the Ifrit Lightless, Dominator of Dark Flames. Your fire's got nothing on my water, Layla yelled. Crystal Gauntlet! This is the Blue Ranger summoned her golden gauntlet, The Ifrit Lightless raised her hand, forming a cerulean flame in her palm and pointing it at Layla. The princess's flame suddenly made Malice's skin pale. Her eye twitching as visage of Layla surrounded in flames filled her head. Look out! Malice screamed, tackling Layla to the ground before she could insert her Leviathan crystal into her gauntlet. The cerulean flame shooting over their heads and hitting a hut. Oddly enough, the flame left no visible scorch marks. Sis! Layla growled. What do you think you're...
Rangers must avoid the flame at all costs,
Zara shouted over the communicators.
the cerulean flame doesn't hurt bodies or objects. It burns minds, warping one's mind in unpredictable ways. Memories, personality traits, anything can be changed when a person is hit with them.
Alright, that doesn't sound good, Patrick replied. I won't miss again. The Ifrit Lightless growled, preparing another attack.
Crystal Gauntlet!
Dirk roared, bringing out his gauntlet and placing the behemoth crystal inside.
Gaia! Mirror Mode!
The behemoth crystal glowed brightly before expanding to fit the gauntlet. Golden light and blazing on it with the image of the behemoth Zord. Dirk drew his fist up as a golden light poured out from the gauntlet all over him, burning and turning to silver on his belt and Gaia Saber gold, adding gold trim to the top of his boots and arm bands around his biceps. Finally, the orange on his suit changed to a shining amber. Amber Ranger! Dirk shouted as he slammed to the ground with both fists, bringing a slice of earth between the Ifrit Lightless and his friends. The flames were blocked off by the sides, causing the monster to switch to a white flame to begin to melt through stone. No good, Layla cried. I gotta go Sapphire Ranger! No! Malin yelled, yanking the Leviathan crystal from her little sister's grasp. I'll deal with this! Bronzuka! Calling out the team's Bronzuka, Malin inserted the Leviathan and focus crystals into the weapon. A targeting scope sliding out of her lock into the Ifrit Lightless. Not done! Bronzuka! Fire! Pulling the trigger, Malin lost an effigy of the Leviathan's sword at the Ifrit Lightless, flying straight through her white flames. The blast connected with the monster, however, failed to destroy her, knocking her back only a few feet. Lightless growled, clutching her left shoulder as smoke ceased to pour from it. You're lucky I'm on a full tank of fire right now, the Ifrit declared. Next time, you won't be so lucky. With that, the monster threw her hands up, sending a column of flames up around herself. They died off as she was gone, apparently teleported away to recover. Malin grit her teeth in anger, cussing the Bronzuka hard as the others watched on, unsure of what had just possessed her to go so extreme. Okay, you want to explain what just had to happen back there? Nikki demanded as the Demorph group returned to the ancient library. I was trying to take out that monster before she found us, Malin explained in a huff. Us or our memories? I mean, come on. What if one of us got hit by that thing? Look, no one's arguing that, Dirk replied, trying to be forced of reason. Heck, I've had enough of my memories getting messed with me to last a lifetime. Still, you should have let Layla hand it. Her mastery of the wire element makes her the perfect counter to the Ifrit's lightless fire. Absolutely not! Malin yelled, causing everyone to wince a little. She's my little sister. I'm not going to put her in harm's way just so I can use her as a weapon. Hey, I thought we were done with the old overprotectiveness shenanigans, Layla shot back.
Also, no one's yet talked about using anyone as a weapon, Patrick defended. We're a team. We each have our own specialties.
Yeah, except I have zero to say in whether I want Layla to put in some extreme danger or not, even though she's a member of my family, Malin argued. How would you like it if you had a little sister who was the Blue Ranger, Pat, and Layla? You get on my back for this, but if you were the older sibling, do you think you would act any different? Well, everyone shifted a little, not knowing how to answer before Madeline went on. That's what I thought. So, I'm going to do what I should have done when I first got here. Without warning, Madeline snatched Layla's blaster clean out of its holster. Hey, sis, what the... Layla, you've done great as the Blue Ranger, and I really am proud of you, Madeline said calmly. But I had to do what is necessary to protect my little sister. To do what Mom and Dad would want me to do. I'm sorry, but it's over. That's not your call, Nikki yelled. Return that morpher now! Make me, boss! Malin shouted back.
Enough!
George roared, slamming his staff down and sending off a golden shockwave that silenced everyone.
We have more than enough issues without anyone arguing until they're blue in the face. Paladin, Nikki, want you to settle your issues now!
Malin scowled in anger at the old wizard before turning her glance back to Nikki. She tilted her head toward a hallway, Nikki getting the idea and following her down it, quickly parting from the rest of the team.
Well,
Patrick said, still a little bit stunned.
so, you're the man. Sometimes it's necessary to assert myself a bit,
Jawa replied, taking a seat. You really think Nikki can convince Sis to give you back my morpher?
Hey, if anyone can talk some sense into Lieutenant Bullhead, it's Captain Bullhead, Dirk joked. I'm sorry, which of our souls actually has horns?
Patrick inquired as he headed over to the table.
There you go.
Ha ha, Dirk muttered, following after. Layla sighed, watching the two walk off without her. She couldn't help but stare down the hall that Nikki and Madeline had gone down. First her situation in the Well of Regret, now the ever-free Lightless. Added together, the dreams had been having, there was no doubt in her mind. Madeline was still keeping something from her. The only question was, how to find out what? Follow the flames. She heard the voice whisper. Follow the flames, Leo wondered. Getting knee-deep in flames only gets me further in trouble. Unless by flames it means Nikki. If I want to know what's going on, I should follow Nikki and see what happens. Nikki sighed, reaching to the top of the library bell tower.
Alright, now what is actually going on? You haven't been like this in some time.
Hey, you're the one that said it was okay for me to be the sporadic one, Madeline accused.
Yeah, when it comes to helping the team, not tossing a member off of it,
Nikki defended. Look, I just don't want my sister going anywhere near those flames again, okay? Madeline sighed. Is that so wrong? Nikki blinked and started things connected to her head.
You've seen those flames before, haven't you?
Don't know what you mean, Madeline replied, looking away.
Yes, you do, Nikki went on. The second you saw those Serenian flames, you jumped on Layla. You knew what they were before Jarwar contacted us.
Madeline didn't say anything. Paul's pointed down the stone windowsill of the bell tower, leaving Nikki to ask.
Was it that fire?
Madeline eyes widened, swinging around to face Nikki. How did you know about...
Layla told me. After what happened in the Well of Regret.
Nikki explained as he folded her arms.
That's it, isn't it?
Madeline glance fell to the stone floor. Yes.
Patrick and Jarwar once mentioned that Earth and Gaia are affected by one another.
Nikki recalled.
So somehow, some of that fire made it through dimensions?
Madeline nodded. Yeah, it did.
What happened?
Nikki asked. You know what happened. Madeline answered, turning away.
No, I don't think I do, Nikki argued. I think I know what Layla knows. I'm starting to think she doesn't know what actually happened that night. She was affected by those flames, wasn't she?
You know what happened! Madeline yelled, facing Nikki as tears started to stream down her face. Damn you, Nikki. Please, just let it go! Nikki stood her ground, unflinching.
I want to. Thing is, I don't think you do.
Madeline panted hard, falling to her knees. It was the worst night of my life. It was the night I lost everything. My whole life. Nikki sat down next to Madeline, rubbing her shoulders as he went on. Layla was staying for a sleepover with Tina. We were really close. We were practically twins. We were so similar. That night, we woke up to the smell of smoke and the sound of fire. It was everywhere. I managed to find Layla, but she was surrounded by civilian flames. She should have been burning, but she wasn't. She fell unconscious, but she wasn't hurt.
Nikki nodded, holding Madeline. Go on.
A fireman managed to find us, Madeline explained. We were both taken to the hospital, but neither one of us was really hurt. But Tina and... They didn't... was nothing I could do. Nikki's eyes widened as Madeline started breaking down her sobs. Wait, what are you saying? Madeline looked into Nikki's eyes as tears fell down her cheeks. There was nothing I could do. She was gone. She was my little sister. She was gone. Nikki stopped Rod as she realized it all. Tina was your sister? Then Layla was like a second sister to me. Huh? Ella went on crying. They were so alike. And then, when she woke up, for some reason, she thought you were her sister. Nikki thirst. The flames mixed up her and Tia's memories, so she thought you were her sister. Her parents had already said they would take me in, Madeline continued. And when Layla woke up, calling me her sister, none of us knew what to say to her. So you went along with it? Nikki asked, a little disturbed. I know it's messed up, okay? Madeline yelled, burying her face in Nikki's shoulder. I know it's supremely screwed up that we lied to her like that. But I lost my family. I lost my little sister. I nailed someone who was almost exactly like her. Would you have told her the truth? Would you let her go? Nikki looked away, baffled. Oh no. I guess it would be hard. I just couldn't lose her again. And now, what if those flames got to her again? What if it screws her up even more? I don't know if I could go through that, Nikki. I'm just terrified I could lose her again. Nikki sighed, wiping her own tears away. I know, Madeline. I do get it. But Layla's grown up now, and you can't protect her from everything. And trying to shield her from everything, just because she reminds you of what you lost, I don't know if that's right. I know, Madeline muttered, wiping her face on her sleeve. I just cannot see her as my little sister. Even if she was your little sister, would that really make this okay? Nikki asked. Madeline looked down at Layla's morpher, still clutching her hands. No, no, it wouldn't. She's grown up to see she's looking after herself. I just get so scared, that's all. Nikki opened her mouth, wanting to say something, but was quickly cut off as Star Wars' voice called over the communicators.
Nikki, Madeline, if you solve your issues, you should know the Ifrit Lightness has returned. Doc and Patrick have already gone ahead.
Madeline gave her head a quick shake. What about Layla?
She went for a walk around the library. For some reason isn't answering her communicator. Tower answered. I'll keep trying to make contact.
She's probably ticked at me, Madeline muttered. You two can make up later, Nikki said, getting to her feet and offering Madeline a hand. You up for this? Madeline took in a deep breath before taking Nikki's hand. Later pulled her up to her feet. Nikki, sometimes I think you'd be a better big sister than me. Well, everyone's got a different approach, Nikki nodded. Come on, we better teleport to the others. Madeline nodded. The two quickly hit the yellow gems on their communicators, teleporting away to meet with Dirk and Patrick. Once they were gone, Layla stepped out from behind the corner of the hall, leading to where they were. Eyes red from crying harder than she ever remembered her whole life. She lied to me, she said to herself, dark areas coming out of her shadow in plain view. You're that same everything from the well. You piggybacked off of me out of there. I sensed a hint of regret lying inside of you. Dear, as he whispered, as it reformed to a shouty version of Layla, mimicking her voice. having bear witness to the promise you all made, the contract by which you obtained the crystal gauntlets. I feel compelled to follow, to ensure she wouldn't break her promise. So what happens now? Layla asked. I mean, she's not my sister. I know that. But my memories. I'm afraid your mind doesn't hold the answers you seek. You're going to look inside your heart if you want the answers. The cerulean flame cannot touch that. Layla blinked, holding her hand to her chest and closing her eyes. My heart has the answers? Your heart, and only your heart, knows the truth of truths. The shadow replied before fading away, leaving Layla to think on her own. As moments passed, her eyes eventually opened, having come to a conclusion. Gotta admit, that was one of my best acting performances. And that twist, whoa. It's just, whoa. I'm going to have more to say about that during the review portion of this segment. Let me just say, whoa. Did not see that coming. Gah! Dirk groaned as he and the others were knocked to the ground, their suits still smoking a bit from the infant light's last attack. Okay, this monster seriously needs to chill out. We just gotta hold out for now, Nikki insisted. If Layla was here, we could douse this sucker, no problem, Patrick exclaimed as he and the others were dragging themselves back to their feet. Life is full of good as green one, the infant lightless mocked as he walked slowly to the others. Not that it'll matter much to you all when my cerulean flame is through with you. As I've always said, the best Sentai are always the ones that wear the monster. The MLTW doesn't matter in the end. Melon growled, raising her and Layla's blasters and giving the Every Lightless a double dose of lightning and water. This caused her to back off a bit, but the monster quickly retaliated with a pair of fireballs, knocking her back down and sending the blasters tumbling. She then shot out a wave of heat that knocked the other rangers away. Just for that, you go fast! The infant Lasers roared, charging up a column of cerulean flames and aiming at Madeline. Madeline! Nikki, Dirk, Patrick all cried as the flames shot out towards the Violet Ranger, only for an unquestioning solid energy to start to collide with the fire, dousing it. Everyone immediately turned to the source. Layla, armed with her Gaia saber. The blonde quickly ran in, landing next to Madeline, keeping her blade up defensively. Sis! What did you... Stop. Layla said simply. Madeline looked in her eyes. In one terrifying moment she knew. How, when, it didn't matter. She knew that Layla knew the truth. In that moment, she felt her heart break. Layla, Madeline started to say. Stop trying to protect me, Layla went on. Remember what I said in the well. We save each other from now on. Madeline's face blinked in confusion as Layla's face softened a little. That's what sisters do. It doesn't matter if it's just in our heads. We are sisters. There's no way we could get on each other's nerves this much if we weren't. Derek turned to Patrick, baffled. Are we a little out of the loop here or what? Just a smidgen. You fight or sisters or... Actually, let's go from Power Rangers to... Ruby. Gold. Why gold? Because that is Yang's I'm going to protect you no matter what, sis song. Dirk turned to... Malin got back to her feet, scooping at the fallen blasters. Well, I think you're going to need this then. Layla nodded, taking her morpher back before facing the Ifrit Lightless. Right, it's morphin' time! Layla pulled the trigger, the crystal blast morpher letting out a blue flash of light and materialized her soon onto her. Bring it, you weaklings, the Ifrit Lightless called. Crystal gauntlets! Layla and Madeline called, bringing forth their gauntlets and inserting their crystals. Gaia to Gaia! Mineral mode! The fight and the Thunderbird crystals suddenly expanded to fit their gauntlets as a golden light emblazoned them with the images of their mounting Zords. The two rangers threw out their fists as golden light poured from their gauntlets, turning their silver belts to Gaia Saber gold, and the additional golden armor. Finally, their suits changed from blue and violet to sapphire and amethyst. Sapphire Ranger! Layla cried as the crystal sapphire bubbles spun around her. Amethyst Ranger! Malice shouted as amethyst lightning crackled across the sky. The two crossed their Gaia Sabers before them, a golden flash of light erupting all around them, with a blue and violet color exploding behind them. Sword Sisters! The Ifrit Lightless roared, rusting the two while lobbing fireballs. Layla and Mad proceeded to slash them apart before thrusting their sabers into the monster's shoulders. Ifrit, you're gonna lose. Not only do they have the theme music power up, not only did they have the badass pose moment, not only did they just have the heartwarming I'm sorry, I love you, I'm going to treat you like my sister moment, but they also just had the badass I'm going to pose and we're going to introduce ourselves as a team moment. You might as well just quit and go live in the Bahamas. The Sapphire Ranger called forth a geyser to blast out of the ground under the Ifrit, sending her sailing up in the air, just as Madeline summoned a thunderbolt from the sky, frying her in electricity that was only made worse by the water soaking her from below. Let's finish her off, Layla yelled. You're on, Madeline replied. Lightning daggers! Flood launcher! Layla called, bringing out their weapons, charging all their energy into the weapons. Layla opened fire with a massive wave of water, while Madeline swung waves of lightning from her daggers. The three blasts collided with the Ifrit Lightless, causing her body to erupt into an explosion as dark smog rose into the air. Nice shot! Madeline commented, high-fiving Layla. You too, sis, Layla replied with a smile. This was amazing, you two, Patrick exclaimed as the others ran up. Just in time to see the dark smog reform itself into a giant-sized version of the Ifrit Lightless. Well, that was fast. The Ifrit's supposed to master fire, so it must already have the dark flames needed to grow, Layla guessed. We'll see how hot she feels, Nikki yelled, as the team raised their gauntlets and sabers skyward. We need geyser power now! The Rangers' gauntlets and sabers shot out 5 beams of light that spiraled across the sky. Within moments, the team's 5 main Gaia swords arrived on the scene. Rangers teleporting up into their cockpits and plugging in their weapons. Okay, Rangers, time for Megazord power! Nikki ordered, drawing her Unity Crystal. Gaia Swords combine! The team called, inserting their Unity Crystals to the Gaia Sabers. The swords immediately sprung up and shifted their bodies around, combining into the Rangers' giant robot as their cockpits connected into the head. Gaia Megazord, power up! I'll melt your sword into a puddle, Rangers! The Ifrit Lightless roared, tossing a pair of fireballs at the robot, knocking it back a bit. Whoa! Patrick yelled as sparks flew in the cockpit. We better call upon the Gaia staff. Right! Nikki replied, holding out her Kitsune crystal. Kitsune sword! I think not! Ifrit shouted, showing the bike small in the Megazord's hands, was formed into dark chains. What the heck? Durkee commanded. She's wrapped up the Megazord's hands, Layla cried. We can't use any weapons like this. The Ifrit Lightless laughed, holding her hands above her head, forming a giant meteor-like fireball. Now, I'll burn you down to cinders! Rangers cringed, trying to break free of the chains. Suddenly, before the Ifrit could launch her attack, a howl and roar echoed throughout the area. Just before the White Wolf and Black Lion Gaia swords leaped up and over the bound Megazord. The two Zords bit and clawed at the monster, knocking her back as her attack hovered in midair. They then looked back to the Megazord, Phoenix and Thunder Sword suddenly calling at them. The swords proceeded to converse in their own animal language, leaving the Rangers confused. Where's that princess from Wild Force? We really need her help right now. I mean, she could probably translate. The mountains are... No! Bad Shayla. No singing. Oh. Dragon swords? Melon inquired. What are they saying to each other? Dirk blinked. I think they want Swit's arms? Let's give it a try, Nikki suggested. Zords attacked! The wolf and lion swords flipped up into the air, forming new arms for the Gaia Megazord as the Phoenix and Thunderbird swords detached to make room. The white and black swords came down, connecting to the Megazord as the five swords pulled their energy together. Gaia Megazord! Double fangs! That trick won't save you. Honey, it's a new Megazord combination. Get ready to die. The Amphitrite Lightless shouted, breaking her massive fireball into team. This is a king now, though. The wolf and lion sword's jaws opened wide, releasing a pair of dark energy orbs that blew back the much larger attack. What? Let's get the job done, Nikki ordered. The wolf, lion, and behemoth swords charging up a trio of energy orbs in their jaws. Triple X roar! Rangers yelled, firing the triple barrage of energy orbs at the monster. She screeched as the blast overloaded with energy, were collapsing a gigantic explosion. The dark mist poured out from where her body once stood, only for it to evaporate in the sky. Once it was gone, though, the wolf and lion swords immediately disengaged from the Megazord. The bit of chain sought the Phoenix and Thunderbird Zords. It took off faster than the team could see. God, I love a new Zord combination some days. Nikki groaned as she climbed to the bed. There's no doubt. Draven must have been nearby. It's the only way he knows to send his Zords to help. The only way that whoever holds it is Ragged's crystal. Well, wherever he was, he definitely wasn't anywhere near the area we searched. Meaning he must have hitched a ride with the Zords when they took off. Dirk nodded with a sigh. We wish we would just let us help him, but Nectar said. I know he's going through a lot, but we could help him through it. I guess some people are just harder to accept than others, Layla suggested as she got under the covers. Ella looked over to her and Layla's bed hesitantly, catching her glance as she turned to head back out. I guess I'll see about having Jarwar set up a new Madeline, Layla said, stopping her. Look, 3 things, okay? 1. No more overprotectiveness. No excuses. 2. No more secrets. 3. You and I are going to have a long talk with Mom and Dad when we get home. Madeline nodded sadly. Okay. Good. Layla replied before grinning. Now get into this bed. I desperately need to sleep. And I need my big sis to do it. Shut up and not crying at this moment, guys. Layla smiled, looking as though I might cry. Before shaking off and climbing to bed. The others all smiled too, before turning to get some sleep. Letting the 2 sisters snuggle up in their bed. Oh, and no more spying on me and Faye, Layla added, sticking her tongue out. Layla's eyes narrowed. Oh, you are devious, Layla giggled, calling her sister. Well, I had a great teacher. My heart! My heart can't take this! Darn you, Arthur! I'm going to go over here and recharge before I start this review. Okay, I'm back. Whoa, what is this? Okay. Let me start off with saying that this is a great episode for not just Layla, but for Madeline. In case you haven't guessed from the fact that she is the first Ranger to meet in that Power Rangers crossover back on my FinFaction account, let me put it this simply. Madeline is my favorite character on this fic so far. She's perky, she's energetic, she's fun, and I really relate to her a lot. And she makes me think of a certain pink pony with a puffy pink mare that tastes like cotton candy. And it reminds me of something Silver Quill once said about Pinkie Pie and why she's such a great character. And it's why I love her too. We've all had characters like Pinkie Pie before. upbeat, energetic, the goofball, the cornball, the comic relief. But what makes her special, and this is how you can determine a good writer, is that how you can tell if somebody really connects well with Pinkie Pie, is that she is allowed to cry. Not very many goofballs are allowed to do that. Oh, they're allowed to get angry. But Pinkie is allowed to cry. She's allowed to express herself in something different than just being the "Yes, you mean waffles!" She's also the mayor who goes, "Nobody likes my parties. I didn't want to be my friends anymore." Or even getting into the depression or going, "I just want everybody else to know about my best big sister." That's what I feel like this chapter really did for Madeline. It gave her a chance to cry, to be emotional, just show her depths of character. This is why I say the best Ranger episodes are always the ones where the MLTW is like the sixth on the list of things to pay attention to. The same goes for the best Ranger episodes or the Ranger series, where the MLTWs are like, well, they're there, but those five guys over there in the multicolored spandex, they are the ones we like, not them. And this is why I love the movie so much. It remembers that. I have to be emotionally invested in those explosives before I think they're cool. Which leads up to this twist. I gotta admit, I really did not see this coming, and I'm kind of shocked by it. But I'm not angry. I actually do kind of like it. It really helps add to the feeling that these Rangers, whenever you see a good team together, they're a family. They're a group of good people working together. But I also love this twist for many different reasons. Like, for instance, it shows that Madeline is really determined to care for someone who's not only not her blood sister, but somebody who she cares for like a sister. She even says right off the bat, "Me? I, Layla's like, I love that girl like she was my own sister." And it makes you realize that yes, she cares a lot about her. And it really makes it seem like how close she's gotten. That she's willing to take in this girl and make her her second sister to replace somebody that she had lost. I don't know if you can tell the foreshadowing from it. I believe he has some of the author's notes, and he mentioned about one of the hits being that her actual bloodline considering separation, but that could happen in many different ways. You know, incest might happen. Weird things like that could have happened. And the overprotectiveness, I already thought that she was supposed to be her sister. But now that I think about it, this twist does work because, well, it now gives me a chance to look back at some of the previous live reads and some of the previous chapters to see where this twist shows up. I also love this twist because it really, really shows how devoted these two girls are to each other. To the point where it doesn't matter if it's blood or not. They are sisters. End of story. Kind of like how Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo see each other as sisters. Or if you watch Yang's interactions with Ruby on Ruby, you'll see that as far as she's concerned, Ruby might as well be her full-blown little sister. And she'll frequently call her that anyway. And personally, answer that question, this is another thing the twist does bring up is, was it right? Was it wrong for her to take in those memories and use it to supply her own sister? I personally want to say partially yes, because the girl thought she was her sister anyway. Her memories were messed up, and her memories were all ajar. I mean, if they try and immediately say, "No, no, you're not my sister," who's to say that wouldn't have hurt her harder? And what exactly makes memories right or wrong anyway? Oh, and I'm now thinking of Kingdom Hearts. Gotta love a good memory twist like this. Well, see you next episode, guys.